So this will be one of my first longer videos. YouTube loves 8-minute videos minimum. You get a mid-roll, all that YouTube algorithm stuff. But mostly going to do farm updates in this. I'm going to post it over on X as well. If you don't follow me on YouTube, I'll put a link down in the comments so you can go follow me over there where I'm going to post my more long form content. You'll get it both places, but just letting you know this will be a little longer. But I'm going to just do basically my farm updates. People following along at home with how the Hendricks homestead is progressing. But today kind of kicks off a bunch of projects. You know, we've obviously got the house that's getting going. Again, this is a manufactured home from Down East Homes in Greenville, North Carolina. We went this route because it's roughly, I think about probably 2/5 the price. It's not half, it's less than half. So for about the same price that stick built would be, about 500 grand, I got this for about 200 grand. So saving about $300,000. What's $300,000 look like? Well, it looks like having a 60 by 40 shop, right? And be able to afford it and pay for it and not have a loan on it. So that's why we went the manufactured route. I'm going to tell you a quick thing about these shop buildings. No one built a shop building and got done and said, I wish I had built it smaller. If you decide to build a shop or a barn, if the tax guy's listening, this is definitely just a barn. And it really is. My tractors go in there. But this is a 60 by 38. And you can see how much room just a single excavator takes up inside there. You can imagine with my tractor in there, how quickly the room gets eaten up. So if you're looking at your homestead and you're saying, hey, I want to build a building, and you see these ads for these 21 by 30s for $22,000 all in, it's just not big enough for most people. If you're going to park anything in it, if it's just a barn for you to work in, maybe you could get away with it. And again, budget's going to matter. If that's all you got, heck, build the 21 by 35. You can always go back and expand on it later. But yeah, so this is a 60 by 40 footprint. And I'm going to do a gym in the back third, and then implements and tractors and stuff in the front. Well, a place to work out of the rain on our equipment. I got a great deal on the building itself. It was basically a project that stalled out and then got canceled. And so I picked up this steel building. Granted, I had to go get it out of a field, right? But I picked it up for about, I think right at 10 cents on the dollar. About the price, basically scrap price, the price you could have scrapped it for. So keep a good eye on Marketplace, watch Craigslist. A good buddy of mine actually found this deal and knew that I was looking for a building. So also I've got a 50 by 55 for sale. If anyone in the Eastern North Carolina area is looking for a 50 by 55 metal building, killer deal for you. I had to buy them both. I didn't need them both. I took the smaller building. So 50 by 55, hit me up on X if you need a building like that. And I've got the equipment to load it onto a trailer so you can haul it off. So what else is going on out here? Got internet, 2 gig internet. I could not believe it. When we bought the place, we thought we're gonna be on Starlink, which is not the end of the world, but it's still not as good as what you would get on a fiber connection. Thunderstorms can cause it issues. It's just not as fast. It's a great backup. But yeah, we got 2 gig internet out here, which is phenomenal. I got the water run to the house. The pond, let's walk over to the pond. The pond is starting to fill up. And again, the pond was one of those projects where I got quotes and it was $35,000, $55,000. It just, everything was so expensive. And you know, you build a network, you meet people that have skills. And a buddy of mine's like, heck, let's grab a case of Coors Light and dig a hole in the ground. And we did just that. So we rented a D3 and came out here and pushed a big hole in the ground. There's a little more to it. You got to make sure your dirt will hold water, but you can't, expertise doesn't fix that, right? If it won't hold water, it doesn't matter who you hire to dig the pond. But yeah, so you can start to see here, the water will come up to about right here. So this pond's not even half full. You can't really tell, but we're on an embankment. And so that's about 8 feet deep right there. So it'll be about 10 feet deep once it's full. I've got a nice shallow area for fish to spawn in. I built a point to give the predator something to hunt through. Tried to build like, I was like, if I was a fish, what pond would I want? And so yeah, the pond is holding water. It is starting to fill up. You can see the view from the house. It's just great. We're looking out over the pond and out over all this just beautiful land. So doing it yourself definitely saves a ton of money. Don't be intimidated by heavy equipment, but definitely respect heavy equipment. It makes things faster, but it makes faster disasters as well. You know, if you hit something with a tractor, that's probably going to lose. If you hit something with a dozer, it's definitely going to lose. And so your inexperience, the biggest thing to watch out for is just running into things and making sure people stay out of your way. An experienced driver is used to what basically watching and making sure he doesn't back up over things. I know there's experienced drivers in the comments going like, I back over stuff all the time. It's gonna happen. But if I back my tractor into the corner of my house, that's a major, major mistake. So I don't want people to be afraid of learning heavy equipment, but I do want you to take your time. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Hauling all this metal down here, if I'm hauling ass down the road and I lose that load, it is much worse than if I'm going slow and lose the load. So take your time. But in the homesteading arena, you just almost have to be in a DIY mindset. I mean, granted, if you have unlimited funds, it is much easier. Just hire people. But I have honestly found the more you're involved in the projects, even when you're hiring people, I got somebody helping me build this building, but I'm working with him in a partnership where we're working together on the build, right? Some people are not gonna want that, right? They're gonna charge you more because they wanna come in and do it their way. Find the contractors that believe in what you're doing, that you can build a relationship with. This guy's a neighbor, he lives down the road, right? The guy that did my fences become a really good friend of mine. You start building that network. And then when you're partnering on stuff, like that's my excavator being used on this project. A lot of contractors, nope, I'm using my gear, my way or the highway. That's fine, that's their business. And I totally get why they do that, because most of their customers are not able to basically collaborate on a project. They don't have the experience. Also too, if you're gonna go that route and learn as you go, that's on you to make sure you basically understand that you don't know what you don't know. You're gonna have to trust your contractor and not slow the process down. So what's all this rambling for? Basically just an update. I guess the next steps are, we got the house in, it needs brick on the bottom, which means I gotta get my septic done. Oh, the septic, my goodness. It's been raining so much out here that we haven't been able to get our septic in, and that's got the whole project stalled. But it is dry. My septic guy said Thursday we should be able to get our septic in, which gets the brick back around the house, which gets us moved in. Once we have septic, the power can come in. I'm gonna run power on poles to the edge of the trees, and I'm gonna pay the money to bury it along the trees, just so I don't have to deal with trees taking up my power in storms. It is expensive. About 330 feet, cost me $4,800 to bury. But what that means though, is I have the transformer sitting right here on the ground in the middle of my property. So if I want to spider out to other buildings, I have that 300-foot minimum. You can't really go more than 300 feet from a transformer with low voltage. It has to be high voltage to that point. So I have high voltage to this point. So now I can go out to my barn, to my house, my workshop, whatever, and not have a lot of power loss. So as you go farther on a piece of, on a power line, you have voltage drop. And if it goes below a certain level, it's not usable for your house. So yeah, burying the power along here, along the tree line. That'll come in. Once we have power, septic, and water, I already ran the water, we will be moving in. So that'll be a huge step. My wife wants a nice tree line driveway. So we're gonna come out from the front of the house. Where's the front of the house? I'm looking at my camera. So from the front door, all the way out to about where that green thing is, will be tree line driveway. Then it'll drop down the hill here and then go about 1,000 feet out to the main road. So I'm really excited to get this all done. That was a lot of yapping, as my middle son, youngest son will say, holy yap, Dad. But yeah, this is my first farm YouTube update. Please ask questions and comments below. If you have topics you want more explanation, I'll be happy to make a video on that topic. And like I said, I'm learning. I'm not coming out here as the expert. You know, you're going to learn right along with me. So I'm not sitting here saying I have this all figured out. I am going to screw things up. I'm gonna mess things up, I'm gonna lose money, but we're also gonna have a lot of successes. And I feel like the best way you can learn is to see that whole process, see the ups and the downs, versus me coming out and showing you a perfect homestead that's been built for 5 or 10 years. You kind of get to see the process. So if you're into that and you're into a lot of yapping, subscribe, follow, all that stuff. You'll see this whole process unfold over the next few years. And thanks for watching.